Hello students, today we are going to see the different parts of the motor. First we are going to see the permanent magnet DC motor. Here it is the specification for the permanent magnet DC motor. You can see the model SM60, 25 watts, 12 volt DC, 2.5 amperes, 3000 RPM. So these are nothing but the specification. Now we will see the different parts of the motor. As you know that any motor have stator and rotor part. So this is the stator part of the motor. What is the difference in between the normal DC motor and PMDC motor is that PMDC motor stator have the permanent magnets instead of electromagnets. Whatever motor we have seen in the normal conventional DC motor, that was having electromagnetic poles. Now here the permanent magnet poles are there on the stator of the PMDC motor. You can see here. Is there? Now the rotor is same like the normal DC motor that we have seen. In the rotor there is the rotor winding, that is armature winding. It is the armature core, armature winding is there. It is a shaft of the motor. Here you can see it is a commutator part. If you see this copper, it is a commutator part of the motor, and the connection is given through the brushes. So supply is given through the brushes and then commutator, then supply is given to the armature winding. So it is a brushes, brush, commutator, and this is the armature core and armature winding. So this is the stator and rotor for the PMDC motor. Students, this is the three-phase induction motor. We are going to see the parts of three-phase induction motor. This is the outer frame that we can take out. We have the complete parts. We can take it out. That is the frame part again. And this is nothing but the rotor of the induction motor. You can see here some skewed structure is there. It is nothing but the squirrel cage. If there are slip winding present, then that is the slip ring induction motor or slip ring rotor. But here you can see, as we have seen in the theory, that squirrel cage motor is made up of the aluminum bars, and that bars are here. Can you see this grooved structure? It is representing the squirrel cage rotor. So it is a three-phase squirrel cage induction motor. It is the shaft part and this is the rotor part of the motor. This rotor is get assembled in this stator. This is the stator winding. You can see the three-phase supply we have to give, because it is a three-phase induction motor. So we are going to give the three-phase supply to the stator of the motor. As we give the three-phase supply, rotating magnetic field will get created inside it. Once the rotating magnetic field is get created, that rotating magnetic field means the field is rotating, rotor is stationary, so EMF is get cut, flux are get cut by the rotor conductor or the rotor, and EMF will get induced in this rotor. Once the EMF is get induced in the rotor, as it is a closed structure, you can see it is a closed structure, so current will starts to flow in that, and this current will produce its own magnetic field. This magnetic field created by the rotor and the magnetic field, which is the rotating magnetic field, interact with each other, and the torque is developed in the three-phase induction motor. So we can assemble it here like this, the stator, and in the stator we can insert this rotor. As I have already shown you, this is the structure of the three-phase induction motor, and this is the frame, which is the outer covering of the motor. Now this is the BLDC motor which we have in our college. The specification of the motor is 60 watt, 12 volt DC, 1500 RPM. Now as we know that every motor has stator and rotor part, this is the rotor part of this BLDC motor. We know that the rotor of the BLDC motor is made up of permanent magnet. So this part from this glue that glitches are there. So it is a shaft of the motor, and after this section you will see this is the rotor part of the motor, and it is made up of the permanent magnet. This rotor is made up of permanent magnet. Okay, now here it is the stator of the motor. This is the stator winding, and we have the three-phase stator winding, right? Here this red, black and white wire is the phases of this motor from where we are going to give the DC supply. So 3 DC supply we are going to give. This DC supply are given to these 3 phases 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Means each phase is covering the 3 poles of the motor, and you can see this is the wire. This wire is for the Hall effect sensor. You know that this motor is the electronically commutated motor. So what is the actual function that we have already seen in the theory? First we are giving the supply through the pulses. The controller will be there. So pulses will give the excitation to the stator winding. As per the excitation given to that particular stator winding, that rotor will try to align itself. Once the rotor will get moved, the sensor will says the position. Hall effect sensors are there, so sensors will detect the position of rotor, and accordingly the signal is given to the controller. Controller will decide which phase is to be excited in the next. So this is nothing but the stator 3-phase for the DC supply. These are the connections or the windings given for the Hall effect sensor, 3 Hall effect sensor, and the supply that we have to give to that sensors. And this assembly can be assembled in the covering or the frame. You can see it is like this. So we can assemble as well as disassemble that thing. So it is the motor, BLDC motor, which is. Now you can see it is a stepper motor. Stepper motor that we have in our lab, it is the hybrid type of stepper motor. You know that there are 3 main types: permanent magnet, variable reluctance and hybrid stepper motor. So this is a hybrid stepper motor. The same motor can be disassembled. We have the parts of that motor. This is the rotor part. In the hybrid stepper motor, you know that the rotor is made up of permanent magnet, but tooth structure, the rotor structure is different. So we get the different or a many number of poles, that is the rotor poles we can create with the help of this structure. So this is nothing but the rotor for that hybrid stepper motor. We have seen that type in the theory also. Now this is the stator part of this motor. In this stator part you can see these are the number of poles on which we have mounted the stator winding. So here we can see this is number of poles are 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 stator poles, and having that tooth structure on the rotor will give you the maximum number of stator poles, and inside that stator we have this structure so that your number of poles can be increased. And when we assemble it, you can see that the number of poles and number of poles on rotor and number of poles on stator can be increased with the help of this structure, which is on the hybrid stepper motor. Tooth structure, it is for both stator as well as rotor. Rotor is permanent magnet and the stator is having the stator winding over it.